Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be watching me play Ezreal. For reference, I was in Challenger in seasons 4 through 7 and I lead up most of the marksman videos you see. However, that usually involves me talking to other current Challenger players. This video will be a little bit different. I used to use Ezreal as a pocket pick in order to get into the 600 Challenger LP bracket, and I think he's in a great spot right now for climbing. He's really strong due to his safe play, strong scaling, insane 2-item power spike, and map-wide wave clearing. In this lane, I'm playing on a fresh account and placements with a Soraka against Lucian and Annie. In this lane, I'll have a sustain advantage, but a damage disadvantage. I'm going to use my sustain advantage to take small to medium trades against Lucian, and I'll try to start these trades whenever he's trying to last it. As we break down the laning phase, we're going to watch the ways that I'm able to utilize the active missions that we've covered so far. This means that we're going to be watching out for me to be punishing Lucian on last hits while also trying to play parallel with my support Soraka. Now if you're wondering what an active mission is, they're comprehensive strategies that we teach to users on our site. Users then try these strategies out, send in their replays, and they get their gameplay completely analyzed. If this sounds like an awesome system to you, check our site out in the description below. With that said, we're going to look for instances where I follow the active mission 1 of punishing on last hits, follow active mission 2 of playing parallel with your support, and lastly, look for ways that I'm able to get extra damage out with Ezreal. With that all said, let's hop right into the game. Whenever I play Ezreal, I like to start out the game by being as annoying as possible. And this is because I have Kleptomancy, but on the other hand, I like putting as big of a target on my head as possible, because I should really rarely die as Ezreal in laning phase, and if the enemy jungle, mid, or top is committing time to me, it gives my teammates some space to be ahead or stop losing as hard. Anyway, the silly Lucian in this game gave me 2 free Qs, and one of them actually gave me a sack of gold, for a total of 80 gold to start off the game before I really even had to leash. It is kind of nice, and you can set up small advantages and throw your opponents off guard from the start of the game. The quick scout that I did was also good because I was able to spot that they were postured for a leash. Anyhow, I go to leash myself and I leave the buff around 500 health, which is a bit earlier than I would leave it on other ADCs. This isn't me being greedy, it's instead designed so that I can be at the minions before they're in my last hit range. You're going to see in a few seconds why I want to be there. So this is the exact reason why I wanted to be there a bit early. The better a player is, the better leash that they're going to give their jungler, so if you can shift the timing of your leash by a second or two, you can set up this Q pretty easily. I'm also able to get all of my CS, which is nice. I wouldn't have minded missing 1, maybe even 2, since getting harassed on Lucian is super important for my goals in this lane. Anyhow, Ezreal is all about being annoying, and I kinda like to think of myself just stinging people over and over, and they really don't like that. After I get this last hit, I have a 1 minion lead, and he's going to have to last hit next, so I just have to wait for that opportunity, and step forward and hit him as needed. I'm also still parallel with Soraka, with Lucian right between us. I've made the assumption already that Annie is in this bush, so I want to stay away from that since she'll Q me or W me, stun me, and I'll take a really bad trade. All of this that you're seeing is me playing parallel and stepping up since I saw Soraka wanted to step up for harassment and I tried to match her. Whenever I see that my support is down to do something aggressive, unless it seems really stupid, I always go for it since they'll feel confident to go for something aggressive that I want to do later. Because of that, we were able to get another 100 damage on Lucian and he's feeling a lot of pressure already. Plus, he still needs to get one of these casters soon, and when he does, I still have my plan of trading with him. This was a really lazy and bad Q for me, and because of that, Lucian wants to take a trade with me now, so I need to back off and make things a bit awkward for him. I backed off to the side instead of directly backwards because it still gives me a good angle on him while also building space. In addition, it makes it easy for Soraka to play aggressive on him, and then I get to turn around just like this. By pulling him into this trade at this angle, I also was able to leverage my 3 caster minions to hit him even more. The poor guy even cancelled his 2 autos because he was taking so much damage. When you start to get better at reading people, you'll also be able to spot opportunities where people lose confidence in a movement and they get free autos on them just like this, but we'll save that for another video. As a status update, Lucian still hasn't been able to get these caster minions, so I haven't had any chances to punish him on last hits. These 2 casters are low enough though. I'm a pretty greedy player though, so I'm going to do something a little bit tricky. On Ezreal, you can really fake people out. This Lucian isn't actually a bad player, so he reads that he can last hit this minion because I'm last hitting my own minion. The only problem with that is that he hasn't considered that I have my Q up. He either now gives up the minions or takes this Q, and he ends up taking the damage. At this point, he's really low and running teleport, so I want to get level 2 and play hyper aggressive, because he won't have any way to heal out from my damage. This whole time, I'm also keeping an eye out for Q angles while I'm trying to get my level 2. The second that I hit level 2 here, I'm going to move in order to corral them against the right wall and make my skill shots easier to hit. This Soraka was also such a blast to play with. It's really fun when you get someone who's hype enough to flash E on Soraka. Anyway, I missed my Q and then play too defensively, and flash when I don't need to, and then Annie dies from this absurdly strong banana auto attack from Soraka. In all accounts, this all-in was actually horrible by me, but it doesn't really matter since I did nearly everything right at level 1. Lucian is now running teleport, so he's going to reset, but if he wasn't running teleport, he would be so done for in this lane. I see Jax up top, so I'm not worried about playing aggressively. I'm also running teleport, and I want to have 850 gold to get my tier. My primary focus is getting gold, and my secondary focus is to poke Lucian as much as possible while he clears out this big wave. Soraka is very much on the same page, which is great to see. A lot of my Q harass is hitting at max range off screen, but the idea is pretty simple. I want to position and time my Q to when I would want to last hit the minion if I was CSing under turret. Soraka is getting in on it too, and by spacing out our harass, Lucian has nearly no time to breathe. I stopped playing fully parallel with Soraka primarily because I'm worried about a stun from Annie. Had my health been a bit higher, I would be playing right up in their faces with Soraka. When you're playing any harass or skill shot based AD carry like Ezreal, Varus, Sivir, Ashe, this is a beautiful sight to see. There's two things going on here that make it really great. Behind the scoreboard, there's a cannon minion walking to the right of the turret, which will block Lucian off from that side if he clicks to autopath to the left side of the turret. He wants to click to autopath to the left side of the turret because there's this low minion that's going to die in 2 turret shots. In addition, Lucian can't auto attack this minion from the right side of the turret, which is another reason that he has to cross over. However, because he didn't see this happening earlier, he now has to cross over in front of the turret, which means that he has no way to dodge outside of using his E. Both Soraka and I recognize this, which makes Lucian take nearly fatal damage. From here, he has to back, and there's a fight in the river, we catch out Annie, and it's about time to reset for my tier. On Ezreal specifically, after you get your tier, you unlock using W harass. We don't really recommend using W before having tier since it burns through your mana really fast, but it's also an effective way to punish people who play around using your Q, since you can now fire it right over the minion wave and there's pretty much nowhere that they're safe. I do end up missing it this time, but you still get the idea. At this point, I'm plenty healthy to survive a 1v2. With that in mind, there's a low minion that Lucian wants to last hit here, so I step up and I get a free auto onto him, followed by a W onto both him and Annie. After some brief housekeeping, warding, and clearing out the blast cone, I'm able to get another W onto him as well. Here we have a great segment of punishing on last hits. He's got a cannon going, which means that his minions are going to die fast, and he has short opportunities to last hit them. Whenever he steps up, I'll step up as well, hit him once, back off until he has to step up again. And as we can see, every time that he steps up, I'm able to hit him with either an auto or a W. And keep in mind that this is still 1v2. If Soraka was here, I'd be playing really aggressive. After Soraka comes back, I quickly finish off Lucian and we nearly drop Annie as well. At this point, I'm up 1,000 gold, so the lane and game will be over in 95% of the games. Let's take a look at the ideas I was able to apply to build this lead. Starting out, I was playing Teleport Ezreal with a Soraka against a Teleport Lucian and Annie. To begin the lane, I left my leash a couple seconds early to get a free Q onto Lucian. After that, I knew I had a sustained advantage in the lane, so I kept going for trade after building a small minion health lead. I noticed Soraka playing aggressive on her own, so I made a mental note to try and always follow up on her plays unless it would get me killed. Whenever she stepped up for harassment, I stepped forward in parallel to her. The health advantage that we were able to build over Lucian made it easy to maintain my push advantage for level 2, and while my all-in mechanics were questionable at best, it was easy to drop Annie with Soraka's help. Lucian utilized a key benefit of taking teleport on ADCs in order to get a free base back into lane. However, teleport can also be used as a way to maintain the pressure, and after some mild harass, I picked up my tier and it was lights out for Lucian. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.